I hope you're hungry because you're listening to Everybody Eats.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Everybody Eats podcast. How y'all doing? So, everyone, we are currently on live with Mr. Michael. How do you pronounce your last name? Giamille. So, we're on live with Mr. Michael Giamille. So, we're on live.
Call me Mike G for short.
Mike G, right? So, we're on live with Mike G. We have Edom Ekpe, co-host, on the phone, so we're recording today's episode. So if you were lucky enough to be watching it live, you can drop your questions, comments, or something like that, and we'll try and get to them throughout the episode. But if you watch this when we drop, we'll drop in from today, probably in about 3 weeks or so. So make sure that you're following us on all platforms. We got a lot of content coming out, so make sure you're watching that. We have some great episodes coming soon. And yeah, so let's get into today's episode. So, Mr. Mike G, it's very interesting how we met. We met back at, shout out to Everyday Dope Life for putting on the event at the Slover Library a couple weeks back. That's essentially how I was able to meet Mike G. He was playing his sax and he was killing it, right? All those different tunes. I think one of my favorite ones is when he did Swag Surf. Right, you did the Swag Surf on the saxophone. So I was like, man, this man is official. So I had to go on Tidal, I had to go mark an album. I had that downloaded and all that stuff. So shout out to Mike G, some really good music. We're going to talk more about his music, new album coming soon. So we're gonna have that for you guys. So first, let's do a nice introduction. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? Tell the people what you're about, Mr. Mike.
What's up? It's your boy Michael Giamille, aka Mike G, jazz saxophonist / producer right here from Chesapeake and Portsmouth, Virginia. And it's one thing about Virginia, Virginia is for lovers.
Fact.
So that's my thing. I like to just walk around the earth spreading love. I believe I'm a lovian. But in all seriousness, though, I found my passion and my purpose was sex. And I'm on the road to be legendary, man. So it's my full-time job. I have an open-air store that I usually go when I play at. Oh, yeah, they also call me Brother Passion.
Okay.
Thank you, Ashby. That's also one of my aliases. But, yeah, man, I just like to spread the love. And I think that jazz is the art form that's getting lost in the younger generation. You know what I mean? And so I feel that I'm chosen to bring it back because it's an art form that allows you to think and get your stuff together. Like, I've been looking at this time frame we've been off as it's a lot of time that the world got to really focus in on what they want to do. Mm-hmm. But if you keep listening to the same type of music, it'll keep you in a trance. I also got another song called Trance.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it keep you in a trance, man. So I want to give people a music that they can plan to, they can think to, they can make their millions to, you know what I mean? And then liberate them from being stagnant.
Definitely.
That's me.
Definitely. So I want to get more into that backstory. So I know you say you're doing this full time. So I know for example, like myself, right? Even we played instruments in like elementary school and high school. So how do you transition from playing the saxophone either in school or for a hobby to doing it full time? What does that take, and what does that take to transition to doing that full time?
Word. So man, with that, I would say it chose me rather than I chose it, kind of thing. Because I don't really talk about this, but when I was younger, I played the saxophone like in middle school.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like I didn't take it as serious as I should because nerdy.
Yeah.
And so like I was like mad that I hang around the school and back, but I played for my church.
Yeah.
So I had to take it back and forth. So I had to take, in middle school you like all like girls and everything, I thought was cool, was what I thought was cool. So, needless to say, I didn't take it as serious. But I always played for church. And then, when I got to college, I was watching the basketball team, man, and they was, like, so passionate about what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I knew that
Oh.
Virginia Wesleyan.
Yeah.
I transferred over to Nova State, and the funny thing was the music department gave me more credits than the business department, because I was a business major at first. So the music department gave me more credits than the business department. So then that's when I changed my major to music, and from there I graduated, worked at Geico. Shout out to Geico, all my Geicoans. that was the spot. But I worked at Geico for about 2.5 years, and I read Steve Harvey's book Jump. And so after I read it, mind you, between calls.
Yeah.
So I read that book, and then right before my grandma passed, may she rest in peace, I went to see her at the hospital at work, and I was kind of praying about it. Should I take this leap of faith? And then right when I was walking into the hospital, I was listening to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
I forget what song it is. I think it's on To Pimp a Butterfly. But he said jump at least like 8 times. And I was looking over like out the window of the hospital. And he was like, jump, 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 jump. So I was like, dang, okay. I can't ignore that sign. So I went in, told my boss. They was like, what? You don't want to go part-time? I was like, nah. And I could have did it differently, but I think that it was definitely destiny, man. It was,
yeah.
Calvin, what's up? Famous guitarist right there, the joint.
Got you.
Yes, sir.
So, how long ago was that?
Since I quit?
Yeah.
That was, I believe, 2017.
2017? Okay, so about like 3 years?
Yeah, matter of fact, yep. About 3 years now.
Got it.
And I did go flat broke. So I done got to the goose egg.
Yeah.
And your whole perspective do change when you hit that, because you know you can make it back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was gonna ask. That was another thing. I was gonna say, what would you say are, for anyone who may be interested, whether it is playing the saxophone or maybe they're a music artist, they're like a rapper trying to do music full time. What would you say are certain skills or certain things you need to be aware of in order to, you say, before you quit your job and you want to go pursue it full time?
Okay, that's a great question. So, things I wish I would have did before I quit. So I did save up. I didn't go just for broke immediately. I had about 12,000 saved up.
Okay.
And honey, my problem and what I should have done, what I didn't do, appreciate that, bro. What I didn't do was I didn't think about earning the money versus just having money to support my life.
Okay.
Reason is, when you think about saving money and using your savings to support you, then you're thinking in the perspective of conservation. You're thinking, let me not spend so much so that I'll have some left to live longer and pursue my dreams. And that's the beauty of going broke. When you go broke and you zero, right? Now, unless you earn it, you just won't have it. You won't be able to pay your bills. You won't be able to eat. You won't be able to do none of that. So if I had that perspective at first, you see what I'm saying? Then I would have been gravy. I wouldn't have went to for broke. So my advice to young artists that think about my mama
cool.
called me.
Yeah, it's cool.
But my advice would be to already think about earning that money. Like, put yourself in that position already.
Yeah.
Because you can do it, but you can't do it being the same person, like in a conservation mode.
Yeah.
Like, and go for how much money you want. However much money you want, go for that. Don't try to just, survive. It's not about survival. It's about thriving. Got
you. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So it's not about, like, all right, I have enough money to last me X amount of time, because eventually it's going to run out. You have to be like, all right, I need to earn money, you know what I mean? So it doesn't, doesn't run out. So that's what's up. So, Edom, do you have anything you wanna ask or any points you want to bring up before we go to the next question?
I was going to use AirPods.
So I want to know about how long you've actually been playing. In schools in New York, they start you off playing in, I want to say, 4th grade. So I don't know how it is over there in Virginia. So you can just let us know.
Where I started in the 6th grade.
Oh.
Excuse me. I actually picked the sax because my uncle played sax.
Okay.
So I was about 12 or 13.
Okay.
Yeah, 12. Yeah.
Okay. What was the struggles of managing your passion amongst, weighing it against all the other options you had, and just the difficulties that came with it? Because I know being an artist in general, whether it be playing the instrument or painting or photography, it's just real, it gets challenging at a point. So what's your perspective?
You mean like staying true to the craft?
Yeah, not giving up, your drive.
Word. Really, it's just a decision, man. Because I think once you figure out what your passion is and your purpose is, it's up to you to protect it. Because when I quit, I wouldn't say that it was received well by my family members.
Okay.
None of my family members.
Yeah.
My mom didn't want me to do it. My dad didn't want me to do it. My grandma definitely didn't want me to do it. Boy, don't you quit that good job? Good job. And so it was like I was the only person that knew, and I had to really make that decision that I don't care if I'm homeless. And I was telling my boy, you know what I mean, that I made the decision a while ago that if I did become homeless, that I would take it to that level with it, because that's the level of decision I had to make. So at 0, I had bills to pay, I had stuff to do, and I wasn't going like this go broke. You see what I'm saying? But if I lost my home and I was living out my car, Steve Harvey also lived out his car in the book. You see what I'm saying? So it's that level of dedication that pretty much. And shout out to Kobe, may he rest in peace. Come hell or high water,
Yeah.
This gonna get done. I don't care how long it take. I don't care what happens. This gonna get done.
Got you. Nah, I feel that it's like in a positive light. If you go broke, like that's rock bottom. You can only go up from there. You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, like you can't get any worse. So everything from there is positive. And that reminds me, when we first met, you was talking about you want to go to New York, and I was telling you, like, even if you were to go homeless, New York would be the best place to be a homeless saxophonist. That would be the best place. I know Edom can testify. If you go in the subways, go in the streets, you'll have people playing instruments, like literally in the subway. You got people singing, playing the drums, playing the sax, playing whatever instrument. Everywhere. On street corners, in the subway. Oop, my fault. I have my pops calling me too. So, yeah, like if you're in New York, then you're playing those instruments, like you can still get some attention, right? So, I feel that obviously going broke is not like no one wants to go broke, but I like that mindset where it's like even if I do, then hey, this means I have to work a little bit harder,
Thanks, though.
For sure. So.
I got one more question. I don't know if we have enough time for one more question.
Yeah, we got time for one more question.
Alright, cool. Speaking from being a saxophone player myself, it's a little personal question, but how does composing work? I know you have three different albums out and this new single out. How do you mentally go through composing and just composing? How do you go about it? If you don't mind, sharing, of course.
No, that's a great question. I'm energy minded. I know it's different for every artist, but for me, it's all about the energy. And I produce, so majority of my music I do my own production. So it'll be kind of like I'll start off with an idea, and then I'll kind of play it on the keys. Then I add the beat and the bass, and then when I hear the sax in there, I add the sax. Like my last one, Late Night Vibes, I actually recorded that one in like a span of like 2 or 3 weeks because it was like a lot of time where I didn't record anything.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, I gotta get an album out, and so it was just a whole vibe.
Yeah.
And I was on my wine heavy at that point, and
Yeah.
I was just getting in my zone. But yeah, it was just like that energy, man. All music is, and I'm starting to really, the more I go with the craft, with jazz, you really realize it because you learn from your ancestors. All music is the energy. It's a reflection of the inner energy that we have inside. That's why some stuff will come out in music that people can't say verbally.
Mm.
If you notice that, like, sometimes people will say stuff and you'll be like, oh, you think like that?
Yeah.
You might try to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Or some people will say it and you be like, okay, they really care. You can hear it in that, but they've been hurt. But they can't verbalize it. They put it in the music. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So real quick before this last segment, I want to say, what would you say is some advice? We kind of touched on it before, but what would you say some last piece of advice that you would give either to your younger self or to someone new? Like, what would be the key piece of advice they want to take? They want to go from, music being their craft to doing it full time, taking it seriously. What would you say one piece of advice, that they should take home?
Oh, that's a good question. What I would say, man, is just know that whatever you want to do, you can do it.
Mm.
The information is out there. Everything's on YouTube.
That's a fact.
Google,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times we stop ourselves mentally. A lot of stuff that I'm doing now, I had a dream, you know what I mean? But I didn't think some of the stuff I'm doing now I would be able to do.
Yeah.
Like, even with the mixing, mixing has been a big challenge for me, mixing my own stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I went through the struggle because now I feel like I'm going to break through of being, really comfortable with it. And it opens your ear up to listen differently once you start mixing.
Mm.
So, whatever you want to do, the information is out there. You can do it. You just got to really manage your time. So,
got it.
Manage your time.
You heard it here from Mike G. Manage your time. That's some great advice. So, what we'll do, we'll end this first segment, and then we'll go into our second segment where we got the word of the day. I have the quote for today. So we'll say that quote and then we'll discuss it. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
We're about to play a commercial.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Second segment of the Everybody Eats podcast. We're here with Mr. Mike G. Right, so we're going to our quote of the day. So today's quote, I have it. I don't know if you guys are gonna guess it, but it's a pretty dope quote. So it goes, "Put the hours into mastering your craft. There's no way around it." Simple. Put the hours into mastering.
Drop some hints.
He is an artist. All right, he's an artist, music artist from the South.
Oh, I gotta guess who said it.
Yeah,
that's really vague, bro.
he's a rapper from the South.
T.I.
Close.
What up, Till? Oh, no?
Same city.
Pusha T?
No. He said T.I.
Pusha T.
Nah, Pusha T is Virginia. T.I.
I'm bugging. The minute he said close, I was like, alright, I was associated with
Big Boy.
Nah.
Jesus.
Nah. You got Atlanta though. It's that Atlanta area, but rapper from Atlanta.
2 Chainz.
Boston.
Nah.
Okay, hold on. Let me think. Is it older or younger?
Older.
Who would say that?
He's been around for a little while.
Outkast.
Nah.
No? Okay.
Say it again. Hold on.
Jeez.
The quote is, "Put the hours into mastering your craft. There's no way around it."
That's a good one. So it gotta be somebody somebody with some sense.
You can't get one more hint?
One more hint? I don't know. One more hint is kind of gonna give it away. It's kind of gonna give it away. But he's a rapper from Atlanta. Rapper from Atlanta. He's been around for a little while.
Light skin or dark skin?
Come on, nah, it's too much. Nah, not Future.
Put your hours in,
Rapper from Atlanta. You guys, one more guess.
Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane. There we go. Gucci Mane. Yeah, Gucci Mane. I know. You'd be surprised. You think that Gucci wouldn't be saying that, but you know Gucci's a businessman. If you listen to his recent interviews, Gucci Mane, he's more of a businessman, and he.
I would have never guessed Gucci Mane.
Yeah, you know, you'd be surprised. You would be surprised, but Gucci Mane, he's doing a lot of business moves out there. So, one more time, put the hours into mastering your craft. There's no way around it, right? So, obviously, when it comes to, you know, in terms of me, and you know, starting Kilty, starting the podcast, you know, Edom and I know when it comes to creating designs, that's something that doesn't necessarily happen overnight. It takes time to build and learn how to do that, you know, and it's before you even learn how to create a design, you have to learn how to use the programs, right? The same way you do music. Not only do you have to make the music, but you have to know how to use the programs in order to, you know, mix, master, and do all that stuff. So learn how to use Adobe Photoshop, learn how to use Premiere, learn how to use Illustrator. It takes time to learn how to master that. And I'm not even close to mastery, right? Like there's still so much I can learn, but that's the fun part, is always learning those skills, right? So, it takes time. Kobe used to say it all the time, right? Like Kobe is always playing in the gym. Like you have to take time to master your craft. And since none of us are perfect, none of us can really fully master. There's always going to be room for improvement. Always time to practice. Always ways and time to master your craft. And you know, once you do master your craft, that's how you can turn it into a business, right? You are a business podcast, so it's once you learn how to master your craft, now people can pay you for your skill. People can pay you for your time, for your energy, and you know, for everything that you can contribute because you put in those time and the hours into mastering that craft. So yeah, it takes time, dedication, consistency. You know, we can go on and on, but you gotta take time to master your craft. So that's what it means for me. What's your take on it? What's your piece on that?
Maybe I gotta start playing as soon as we get off. No, because it's just funny you say that, man, because like I really been tackling the curve with the jazz and the language, because even Miles Davis said, he was like, pretty much you gotta go through all this stuff just to play like yourself. Just to say what you really want to say, you have to acquire the technique. So it's like I've been taking lessons with this cat that studied at Juilliard.
Okay.
Online, and he was saying, you know, that I'm pretty close to cracking the next level. And he was saying that what's gonna change it is how consistent I am with doing it.
Yeah. So
like, you can practice one day for like the entire day in a week, or you can practice like 1 hour every single day in that week. But that 1 hour every day will add up to more than you practicing that one day.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Every day, you just got repetition. Every
day. You know, don't sleep, don't take any breaks from it. And Edom, what's your piece on it?
Same way, like one person would sit and play a video game for 10 hours. You know, you first pick up a new console, you pick up a new game, you're not going to be good at it, then after a while you sit and learn how to play it. Same thing with that. My personal experience, I remember I was in district band, there were tryouts for it, and I would sit for hours at home just playing, trying to practice, match certain parts, and I, you know, paid off. I got into district band my last year of high school, and it just really worked out. And I remember, you know, through these conversations, I'm just remembering all the times I would be playing my saxophone till my lip hurt, till my lip felt raw. I was tired.
Oh yeah.
The reed would sometimes be chipped, but I'd still keep trying to go. I cut my tongue one time because I was really trying to get you would get this, Michael, the staccato on some of the notes. And just, you know, just all the time and effort I really put into it. So same thing with mastering craft, Adobe Photoshop, like Nancy was talking about. You get frustrated and you just need to, you know, keep at it. So, you know, you might need to take a break and sit back and do something else, but at the end of the day, you can't give up and just keep working at it. Because when you do master and figure it out, and especially getting paid for the frustration that thing puts you through, it's the feeling's just great.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Edom, do you still play?
I have a saxophone in my house, and I have sheet music that I would print out even after high school. I print out all these mainstream songs like Mirrors by Justin Bieber, I'm not Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, some mainstream songs, Imagine Dragons songs, but I haven't touched it in like a year or two. I need new reads, so I've been slacking on that, but I did tell myself I would bring it down when I go down there, and it looks like I might have a potential saxophone partner in crime. For sure.
So Edom's gonna be coming down to the 7-5 in a couple months, so that might be a good time for you guys to link up, make some music. Who knows?
Pull up, man.
For sure. All right, so one more time for everyone who just joined, and for our listeners, the quote of the day is: "Put the hours into mastering your craft. There's no way around it." So that's it. It's simple, Gucci. Easy quote. Gucci, right? Burr, like that's what it is. You gotta take.
I ain't never ever said it in a song.
You gotta put the hours into mastering it. So from here we'll end our second segment, and then we'll go into our last segment where we'll talk more about Mike G's new album, his previous albums. We'll go into the creation process of that. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the last segment of Everybody Eats podcast. We're here with Mike G. So we talking about the new album, all right? So we briefly covered it before, but we got a new album coming out. So one more recap. What is the name of the album? When is it coming out?
Okay.
And what is it about?
Word. So the full name of the album is 2020 Clear Vision, The Age of Self-Love.
2020 Clear Vision, The Age of Self-Love. Got it.
Yep. Now it's gonna be 10 tracks. And what it's about, it's just about taking care of yourself, man, and knowing that, like, before you can love anybody else, you gotta love yourself.
Yeah.
So it's really about kind of honing in on that. I got a song called Nirvana, featuring Nora Jane. Shout out to Nora Jane. But it's just about finding that place within yourself.
Yeah.
I got another one called Trap Jazz Meditation. So, like, I think in times like this, like I was saying, it's really important that you do find yourself and hone those things and not get distracted with all the sensationalism going around. Of course, I got the hot tea and the incense. That's just find everybody got that thing they want to do to relax. Yeah. So that's kind of like one of my things is the hot tea. I do candles too.
Yeah, I like candles too.
Tea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but it's a vibe. It's really just a vibe of I would say healing, spiritual healing, and just using melody to give you good feelings to combat all the negativity that's around,
Definitely. So going on that, talking about obviously, everyone knows COVID-19, the quarantine. It has some people in, unfortunately, some people, again, cabin fever, or they, some people fall into somewhat depression. Unfortunately, some people who have gotten sick or lost loved ones because of it. It's not really an easy time. So one thing as content creators that I'm very big on right now is not only I'm very big on, content creators need to produce content not only to build their own brand, but like you said, one really important reason of creating content is because you don't know who needs to hear it. You have a lot of people inside on social media. Maybe they're looking for some sort of inspiration. Maybe they're looking for something to distract themselves because all you're going to hear right now is going to be, coronavirus, right? Like, that's all you're hearing right now. You know what I'm saying? So, so we need, as content creators, it's somewhat, to an extent, it's somewhat like a responsibility to give people something else to listen to, something else to consume that, they can take home, they can distract, they can educate, So here at the podcast, we're putting out great content for content creators to produce. And like you was mentioning before, this is, music that people can hear, to distract themselves, to give them something peaceful, something to meditate on, something to sit on, So I think that's really important. I think it's a great time. I don't know if that was the original intention. I mean, obviously no one knew that coronavirus was gonna start, but I think it's a great time for the album to be coming out and be helping everyone out.
Yeah, I think so too. It's funny because I wanted to start the year off with it.
Okay.
That was the goal. The album has grown since then.
Yeah.
I added a few tracks, and that's what kind of delayed it. But 2020 was looking real good.
Yeah.
2020 clear vision.
Yeah.
And I had a thought yesterday. I was like, this is the time where you really gotta have that 2020 clear vision, because in 3 months, really in 1 month, all that positivity that was going on kind of just got wiped away. Like, they canceled everything, really.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Something in the water got canceled.
Yeah.
Postponed
till next year. It got canceled, bro.
Yeah.
It got.
It's like, Virginia as a whole, it was like you could feel that energy rising up. You see what I'm saying? It was a lot of opportunities that I was building up for as well with Something in the Water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. When I got the notification that it was canceled, I was pissed.
Yeah.
For like 5 minutes, I was pissed, right?
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? You got to praise God for the good and the bad. Because even when it seemed bad, that's when He used it for your good.
That's a fact.
So, like, now, I got a whole nother year to prepare.
Yo, we were saying the same thing, yo.
Because I might not be ready.
We were saying the same thing. So for the clothing line, we had we was creating like a whole plan for the clothing line, what we're gonna do.
The boy Airline Kid.
How you doing? Yeah. So for the clothing line, we had a whole plan. We're like, we're gonna get some shirts like this, that, and the third. And then I was talking to my coworker. We like, do you think it's gonna get canceled? Like I was getting a booth ready. Like I was getting like everything, right?
Yeah.
And it was like the day I got approved for a booth, and I was about to pay. I was just about to pay for the booth, and then because I got the email like, you've been approved. Just pay your money by like tomorrow or something like that. Then like 30 minutes later, after I got like that email, like I just told my coworker, I was like, bro, we just got approved for a booth. I just gotta pay the money and we're set. Maybe like 30 minutes to like an hour later, boom, like Something Water gets canceled. And I was like, we just got approved for a booth, and like I was sick. And then I hit up Edom, and I was like, wait, now we got a whole nother year to prepare. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it would have cost us, obviously it cost money for the booth. So I was like, all right, hold on. Now I don't have to pay money for that. I could probably use that money for something else. You know what I mean? And like, hey, that means maybe it just wasn't our time. Maybe we'll go. We'll just wait for next year. So everything happens for a reason, and like I'm not really like I was mad for a little bit, but I'm not mad anymore because there's just so many other like opportunities, right? When one opportunity closes, now you can just other opportunities open, and like this coronavirus has just allowed us to more online content, more things like this. So just trying to use it for your benefit. So.
This man just sends me a screenshot of the cancellation and says, "Yo, bro, I'm hyped."
Yeah. Yeah, bro. It was gonna be like $300 for the booth in order to get the shirts. It was like gonna be like another $200. So like obviously it's an investment, but we were prepared to drop like close like $500 for it. And then literally once I got it, I was like, man, I was so sick. And then I was like, wait, hold up. I don't gotta spend that money right now. Like I could use that for something else. You know what I mean? And then I sent it over to Edom, and we were like, hey, maybe this year just wasn't our year. next year, and like because it got canceled, I feel like that means next year it's just gonna go even more stupid. So I think it'll work. So that kind of reminds. So that kind of goes into the next topic I want to ask. But before that, do you have anything you want to bring up before we go into the last questions?
No, nothing really.
Good. All right. So what I want to ask. So now, for obviously this is a business podcast, right? So a big part of making we were talking about before. Part of making music is you're trying to create some income for yourself, right? So what would you say are some key? Before we go into business tips, as an artist, how do you start off, booking gigs, getting paid for, your music? So what are different ways to get paid for your music? And how do you go about that?
Great question. For me, it's a phone call. Most of my gigs start with a phone call. And I think I look at it more as, it is a service, and a lot of times people can get so caught up in either two things. Either one, they don't know how to ask for money because it's something that they like to do, or two, they get too caught up on the money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where it really becomes like work. You see what I'm saying? Like, you didn't really want to work. That's why you did this, something that you love. So it's about finding that balance and saying, like, of course I'm going to ask for money. Like, I don't work for free.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And, like, we're going to have some fun. We're going to celebrate life. I always make sure, when I do a gig, that everybody's just enjoying themselves and celebrating life. Because, like, once you get past the point of, like, oh, I can play, it's really about what are you playing and how are you affecting people emotionally, and you want to get to that level. You don't want to be caught up in, oh, well, you don't pay me this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I get, you got bills and you should set your price point, but you always kind of, everything is customer by customer.
Yeah.
That's just how I look at it. And what was your other part of your question? I'm sorry.
So I was gonna pretty much, yeah, like how do you, so you kind of said booking gigs starts with a phone call, so I was kind of like, are you finding people online? Are you looking for different venues? Like, how exactly are you saying, like, I want to start making money? And like different ways to make money. So I know there's the gigs, and then you also said that like you sell your beats and stuff. So kind of explain, how do you even promote your beats? How do people find out? How do you sell them?
I've done more selling, just, off of the studio and just getting cats that know me and hear my beats. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm still learning, but I'm just really learning to crack into the online method. Because online is so crowded, it's less direct, but you can always make it direct from your leads from the online.
Yeah.
But you want to always build that relationship, you know what I mean? So, with the beats, even film score, looking to get into that.
What's that?
Like, making music for film.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. Because, like, if you notice, a lot of movies, they don't always have songs that's on the radio.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The reason behind that is it's probably like if they can use this song, they might save $5,000, and the budget already almost close to $1 million. You see what I'm saying? So they might look towards a more less known person that's dope. So it's really about your content. So if you got the same level quality as Kendrick Lamar, and it might not be the same words, you see what I'm saying? But if you got that feel, and it's close enough for that film, which is not about the music as much, they might go with you and save that money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but that stuff, and like even with the, the coronavirus and everything, that's ways to make money without even leaving your house.
Yeah.
Like I think, and that was for me too. You get caught up in that mindset of trading hours for dollars. which the rich people don't do. Like, you think Pharrell, Timbaland and Switches did that beat battle, song battle. You think all them songs not still making them money? They're not leaving their house. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so they set up a system for themselves to create income to come in.
Yeah.
They worked on it at one period of time, and then it just kept coming. So now that's pretty much what my aim is, to figure out as many ways to build that with my music.
So you build that passive and that residual income, right? So if you think about the music game, like a lot of ways that people make music, similar as like, for example, when they sample in music, like, you know, some people, you hear about that, but sometimes people don't always know like how the sampling work. Like when you got to get a sample cleared for like your own track or your own album, you have to go pay that person or record company in order to use that music on yours, right?
Yeah.
So you could have made a song 20 years ago, right? You put in 10 hours making a beat, making a song, right? And you made that 20 years ago. Maybe you dropped a single, made some money on that. Maybe you dropped an album, made some money on that. But once you have that, once you have your masters and all that stuff, now if someone else wants to use your beat or your song, now they can pay you for, using that. And that's another way of using that passive and residual income where, you can have money, be making money off of something that you did like 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And like, for example, I think I sent Edom this week talking about Pusha T in the 757 area. There was a video of Pusha T saying that how he wrote the McDonald's I'm Loving It anthem, and he has like 40% stake in the Arby's theme song. So I think he like wrote the Arby's theme song, and like that's like, he said the McDonald's I think was like a one-time payout, but then I think Arby's he gets like 40% like regularly, right? So that's just another way in the music, it's not just about music, but there's business moves behind it where, like you said, if you're making it for a film, if a film is using your song, I'm assuming that like, you're going to either it's going to be a one-time check, or it's like, hey, we're going to pay you X amount to use your song, license it, we're going to put it on our film. Or you could be like, yo, any percentage of revenue you make from the film that has my song in it, you could probably get a percentage of that. Yeah. So there's different ways, to maneuver those business moves as an artist. So it's like, there's the making the music aspect, and then there's the business aspect. And I know for artists and musicians, sometimes you want to stick just to music and you don't want to deal with the numbers. And that's, that's respectable. Some people, it's like same that with like, art, designing clothes. Some people just like to do the process and don't want to handle the numbers. But for those who like both, right, because gotta eat, bills are still here regardless. But for those who like those business moves, there are different ways, where you can capitalize on your art and start making residual income. Something that you could possibly pass on to your kids. Maybe a song that you make right now, you can have it in a film, you can have it in a show, you can have it somewhere, and people can make money off of that, or you can make money off of that in the long run. So.
No, big facts, bro. I feel like that's the true test.
Yeah.
The true test of your music is not if, you want it to be successful now.
Yeah.
Right? And I want to twist that. But you made a hit, and you did your thing when 20 years down the line, somebody else come back and want to use your song.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to people coming back like, hey, Mike G.
Yeah.
Use this and remix it. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like T.I. did the joint with Frankie Beverly and Maze. We got one.
Yeah.
Then they remixed that joint. Like a lot of the songs, even with the Ozzy Brothers.
Yeah.
They best known for it. Like, I don't know how many songs that the Ozzy Brothers did. Like, they just fathered an entire.
Yeah.
Yeah, another album, man. That's dope.
Yeah, for sure. So, like we said, like we talk about in multiple episodes, everything in life is a business, whether you realize it or not, right? So obviously we love the music aspect and we love, listening to the music and the vibe and all that. But at the end of the day, you have to get fed, and everything is a business. And, that's what we're trying to do, show those different business sides that maybe you don't, hear about. You hear a lot about making music and you hear a lot about creating and stuff, but sometimes you don't hear about the moves in order how these artists build their wealth and build their money.
True.
So.
I had to ring the bell for you on that one.
I appreciate it. So that covers everything I want to talk about today. Edom, do you have any last words? Anything else you wanna ask or say?
Just to reiterate points, and I guess put the cherry on top. Just capitalizing on your brand and taking advantage of your worth and figuring out how to make money off that is key.
For sure. And Mike, do you have anything you want to say before we have you give out your socials? Any closing points?
Yeah, I do have a closing point, man. To all my fellow creatives, don't feel discouraged. This is an opportunity. Really hone in on your craft, hone in on your art, and when all this is said and done, the ones that's working now are gonna be the ones that elevate when it's finished with. So, use this as an opportunity.
Fact.
that enemy get on you in your mind and how you depress. Yeah, take this time to really, really dig in.
Definitely. So you heard it here. So thank you, Mike G. Again, how do people find you? How do people find you on social media? How do they listen to the albums? So give us the rundown.
Well, first you can visit my website, michaelgiamille.com. That's MichaelGiamille.com. And you can get to my social, my YouTube, my music. Pretty much everything is on my website.
Got it.
But if you want to follow me, just follow Michael Giamille. That's Giamille with a G, Giamille.
Got it.
Kicks, what's happening?
Got it. So you heard it here, Michael Giamille. Album coming out soon. What's the name again? 2020 Clear Vision.
2020 Clear Vision.
2020 Clear Vision. The Age of Self-Love. Album coming out soon.
Redefining this whole decade.
That's a fact.
Besides the age of the coronavirus.
That's the Age of Self-Love. Age of Self-Love. So album coming out soon. Make sure you go check it out. I'm assuming it'll be available on all platforms. I know I have it on Tidal. Album's out on Tidal. So stay tuned. Album coming out soon. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And wash your hands.
And wash your hands.
For sure. So let me go cut that.
Gotta close it out with the hot tea and incense.